Welcome to Hochoka Podcast.
What goes on in 615 days in the life of the Provincial Superior of the Priests of the Sacred Heart in the United States? Roughly halfway through his 3-year term, Father Vien Nguyen is here to give us an up-close and personal account. Hello, Mataki Api. Welcome to Hochoka, here at the center of St. Joseph's Indian School's campus. I'm Scott Wooster, your Hochoka host. Today we're joined once again by Father Vien Nguyen, the 16th Provincial Superior of the United States Province of the Priests of the Sacred Heart. He visited with us in Season 4, and we're delighted that he joins us again today. Father Nguyen was installed in his current role on February 2nd, 2022. He's here in Chamberlain as part of a gathering of other SCJ schools, so we wanted to ask him how things are going and provide him the opportunity to address our colleagues in ministry around the country. A warm Hochoka welcome to you once again, Father Nguyen.
Thank you very much, Scott. It's great to be here.
Yeah, it's good to have you in the Hochoka and on campus again for a couple days.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Yeah. So for our audience that we're talking to today, the United States province of the Priests of the Sacred Heart what does it comprise of, both in terms of human capital and in ministries?
In terms of human capital, we have around 75 members.
Okay.
Half of whom are retired.
Okay.
And so with 30-something members in active ministry, we try to carry on the dreams and vision of Father Leo John Dehon in partnership with our co-workers. In terms of ministry, we have 3 major apostolates: St. Joseph's Indian School here in South Dakota, Sacred Heart Southern Missions in northern Mississippi, Sacred Heart Seminary and School of Theology in Franklin, Wisconsin. And in addition, we have our parishes in Milwaukee and Houston, Texas. And our apostolates are strong because of the many dedicated men and women who are part of this family, who are part of this mission, and we're so proud of that. And we try our best as Provincial Council to instill the passion, the mission of the Priests of the Sacred Heart. And so you notice that we focus a lot on spirituality. We have hours of recollection for co-workers and for members of the congregation. So this coming Advent season, we're going to have Sister Barbara Reed, a Dominican sister, and she's the president of Catholic Theological Union. She will lead that hour of recollection. So the purpose is for members and co-workers to pause for a moment, to reflect on what is it that we're doing here? What is our mission? Why we are here?
Yeah.
So for us is to pause and reflect. And to be grateful to the Lord for calling us to this ministry.
Right.
And so that's where we are.
And that's why you're all gathered here for a few days. Are they all here? You mentioned 75 folks that were involved in this. Are they all here in Chamberlain?
Just some of us.
Okay.
So the mission education this year was held in South Dakota, and so you saw 110 or so co-workers from different apostolates.
Okay.
So they came here to understand more about the ministry here in Chamberlain, St. Joseph's Indian School. It's an opportunity for us to appreciate what the staff and the people do here at St. Joe's, and to understand the mission of the Priests of the Sacred Heart. For people, let's say from Mississippi, to understand, I'm a part of a bigger mission. Not only Sacred Heart Southern Missions, but again, I'm a part of a larger family throughout the United States.
Right.
As I mentioned, there were around 110 participants, and they came with a greater appreciation of course, for a greater appreciation for what we do here, and also for the ministry in Lower Bro. We do not focus only on education, but also on social outreach. Let's say in Lower Bro, with the pastoral team there, we had a tour of the Fort Thompson reservation, or Coal Creek reservation, and Lower Bro reservation, and most importantly for the participants, many of whom were here for the first time, for them to understand the reality of the people on the reservation, and also the needs of St. Joseph's Indian School, why we are in this ministry.
Right. So it gave us a little bit of a chance here at St. Joe's to showcase who we are, and it gave some folks a little better understanding of those we serve.
Precisely.
Yeah, great. So we're sort of calling this your 615 days in, I believe.
I cannot believe time flies.
Right. So we're calling this segment sort of a state of the SCJ address. If we refer to it in that way, how would you, in a thumbnail, describe the state of the SCJs here 615 days into your leadership?
Our U.S. province is becoming increasingly international. We have members from Africa, from Asia, from South America, and from Europe. So with this diversity of membership, what do we do to ensure that people understand the cultures of the people that we serve, how to enter the ministries with respect? And so right now we ask every international member coming to the U.S. for ministry to go through a preparation program, a 2-year preparation program. And I think it's necessary. We touched on this in our previous episodes. So for them to have a strong foundation, that way they will be able to be ambassadors of the church and to serve the people well. That most importantly, that they come with an awareness of the culture and with an open heart.
Yeah.
When they come with an open heart, a willingness to learn, to ask people for help, and I think that's when ministry becomes successful.
Right.
With that openness. So that's where we are with our membership. I focus on, we, the Provincial Council, focus a lot on partnership, collaboration. I don't think our ministries in, let's say, in Mississippi or South Dakota or Milwaukee or Houston or wherever, I don't think we can be successful with our people buying into the mission of the Priest of the Sacred Heart. And we do that. We try to do that, as I mentioned earlier, about a focus on spirituality, on the spiritual well-being of the members. We do that. We also think about ministries with lay leaders. Now that we have Mike Terrell as president of St. Joseph's Indian School, we have Tim Courts in Mississippi, who's president and CEO of Sacred Heart Southern Missions. How do we prepare future leaders for our ministry? So we focus on that. And most importantly, for people to buy into the mission. Our mission. We focus on that. We try to, let's say, pay attention to that. Now, we have a lot of dedicated men and women, co-workers. How do we empower them to carry on the mission of Father Leo John Dehon, the mission of the church, the mission of Jesus Christ?
And one thing, you alluded to it, when we met before, I was struck by the diversity. That was one thing that you had kind of championed a little bit, the international feel of the SCJs and folks coming, including yourself, from all over the globe. And I just think that's such a nice thing to have that diversity brought to the table. And then, as you said, then you prepare them for the work that they do here, and it should be a pretty good formula for success as you go into it, and then you build those relationships with the folks who work alongside you too.
Precisely. We, with international members coming to the province, they bring with them the beauties of their culture and of who they are.
Yeah.
There are also challenges too because of different ways of doing ministry, different approaches to ministry, different philosophies and theologies, and how do we help them understand that this is one mission.
Right.
How to help them embrace the culture of the people that they're being sent. Of course, they will bring their own theologies and philosophies with them, but how do they not let those philosophies and theologies interfere with the culture of the people?
Right.
Not saying, oh, my culture is the best, my philosophy is the best, my theology is the best, but how about the culture and the philosophy and the theology of the people that they're serving?
Absolutely. And I'm 54. I came here to Chamberlain when I was 25 to take this job, and I didn't expect that kind of diversity. I mean, I've certainly got it through the Lakota culture, but I've also worked alongside a lot of people of the clergy, brothers, sisters, and fathers who have been from Eastern Europe or, like yourself, from Vietnam or South America, and it's just been nice to have that a broader education or a broader work experience that I've had here. And I know that you travel still in your position. I think we even talked about that last time, that you put a few miles on across the globe. Where have you been in 615 days, or what are your highlights?
My first international trip, was to the Congo.
Okay.
I was there for the anniversary of the SCJ presence in the Congo, the 125th anniversary. So I really enjoyed the hospitality that I received there. We were at Mass, and the liturgy lasted 5 hours.
Wow, holy
5
God.
hours.
Yeah.
And a lot of dancing, a lot of long speeches, and a lot of dancing.
Yeah.
It was a very memorable experience for me. And when I was in the Congo, I visited our orphanages. That was touching to see, children without parents being placed in orphanages. My heart is still with those children. And I thought to myself, what can I do to help the Congolese province ministering to those orphans? And then I visited different schools in the Congo, and it's just like St. Joseph's Indian School. They're curious about me, an Asian from America.
Sure.
Are you really American? Are you, who are you?
Right.
You cannot be Vietnamese in America, for example. A lot. For them, that's very new. They're curious. They wanted to know about the U.S. Province, the U.S. culture. Great joy.
Yeah.
And then after that, I went to Indonesia.
Okay.
And then I visited different schools. And it's amazing how the energy level. They when I came, they put together a show to introduce the Indonesian culture, introducing me to their school and so on, and the awesome education that the SCJs are doing there. Children were very disciplined, very well trained, and just like St. Joseph's Indian School, the SCJs in Indonesia tried to give young children a firm foundation to success in life, not necessarily material success, but spiritual success, and so on. Father Dehon saw the need to form young people. And that's why wherever we go, there's an element of education there, formation of young people there. Here in the United States, in Indonesia, or in the Congo. So that's element of spiritual formation, intellectual formation. And he was moved. Father Dehon was moved when we saw children without parents at home, because those parents were at the factory working long hours.
Right.
They didn't have the parental guidance that they needed. So he founded organizations and clubs for them to be themselves.
Yeah.
He wanted them to have that space to be, to excel, to connect with one another, to grow. And for him, those organizations and clubs were also opportunities to form them in the Catholic faith. And that's what we try to do as SCJs. We try to instill in young people that special love from the Lord.
And so part of what you do is as an ambassador across the globe.
Yes.
When you travel, you're an ambassador for the SCJs here in the United States, correct?
Exactly. And then I will be heading to South Africa next month in November. And then I will have a sense. This will be my second time to the South African continent. And so I look forward to the trip to see what we do in South Africa.
Yeah. What a gift to see some of those things.
Exactly.
in
And
other
whenever
places.
we travel, we see the world differently, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
I always believe in that.
Yeah.
It changes you.
Yeah, and you bring it back and informs what you do in your job here, too. So you mentioned Father John Dehon and some of what he was after a long time ago in the beginning. You know, we're approaching 100 years here at St. Joe's of his influence here. The priests of the Sacred Heart and those that work with them, for them, we call ourselves Dehonians, right? So with the folks that may not be familiar with the term Dehonian, what does that reference bring up for you?
The name Dehonian was named after our founder, Father Leo John Dehon, he was born in 1843 in France. So he grew up in an environment in the church at the time that was dedicated to Sacred Heart spirituality, to see the love of the Sacred Heart. And that love is revealed in the Sacred Heart, the heart of Christ. So just like the Franciscan, the Jesuit, the Dominican, and so on, so we try to identify ourselves after Father Leo John Dehon. So what does it mean for us to call ourselves Dehonians? For us, it's about experience the love of Christ on our own, and to share the love of Christ with the people who are experiencing difficult circumstances in life. To share the love of the heart of Christ with the people. And our love for the people is nurtured for us Catholics in the sacrament of the Eucharist. That we have that nurturement, that nourishment daily in the Eucharist, that we celebrate God's presence, who's giving God's life in the Eucharist, giving that life for us, and how do we carry out that love into the world. And Father Dehon kept reminding the brothers just to leave the sacristy, go to the people, and that's one way to share the love of Christ. And so for us Dehonians, men and women, laid and professed members of the community, is about sharing the love of Christ to the people whom we encounter daily.
Right, and we're doing that. As you've been here, I'll let you tell me. As you've been here at St. Joe's, does it appear that we are being Dehonian here at St. Joe's?
Yes, I before this podcast, I had a meeting or conversation with the two sisters from the Philippines who are preparing themselves for ministry in Lobro. And they spoke highly of the staff here at St. Joe's.
Yeah.
How the staff have been very incredible in welcoming them, making themselves at home, making themselves being part of the team. And I think that's the Dehonian spirit.
Absolutely.
I mean, whatever, in our small ways, that we're extending that hospitality, we're extending that, oh, you're part of the team. And how can I help you to be successful in your mission?
Yeah.
And so for me, that's sharing the love of God
Yeah.
To the people that God sends us.
Yeah.
Send us.
Yeah. So as you would address your Dehonian brothers and sisters, what is one thing that you would most want us to take to heart as we share this mission today? What would that be?
Whatever you do, you have a mission. Whatever you do, your ministry has a purpose. And I pray and I hope that in your ministry as a Dehonian, that you find your ministry or your mission meaningful. And I think when you find it meaningful, you recognize your mission. And that the mission is to share the love of the heart of Christ to the people. The priest of the Sacred Heart will partner with you. This is a team.
Yeah.
This is teamwork that we work together to spread the love of Christ. So, in short, your ministry matters. Your ministry has a purpose and a meaning. And then that we, each of us has a mission, and that we do this together as a family.
Right, right. I want to thank you again for being a part of what we do here again, but there's two questions I need follow-up on before we sign off for this particular vlog. Right, yeah, you can see something's coming. One, you said they danced in Congo. They weren't tangoing. I mean, that's a South American or Central American. What or is it? Where does the tango emanate from?
For some reason, I don't know. I mean,
it's
something that I saw on videos when I was young, and then I just, for some reason, the tune just sticks with me.
They weren't tangoing in the Congo.
They're traditional.
Okay.
They're traditional
that's
dance.
It had to be powerful. Yeah. Were you awestruck enough to get up and dance with them, or were you?
Always.
Good job.
Yes.
Good job. Second question is, your mother had some concerns when you took over as the director. She said, "Hey, come on, we got to make sure we don't. This isn't too much for you." She was still thinking of her boy, right?
Right.
And you said, "I keep in touch with her every day." And for 615 days, how is she doing? And have you been able to keep in touch with her through the whole thing?
I'm sure she's praying hard for me.
There we go.
Harder.
Yeah.
I think she's doing. She's doing very well. She's recognizing the responsibilities that I have to take on, and I think one way for her to be part of what I do is through prayers, and she's doing a lot of that. And which I need.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yep, and what better prayers than from your mom?
I need every prayer from everyone.
You got it. Yeah, and I'm sure she's extremely proud of you as well. So
I hope so.
Yeah, I'm sure she has to be. Yeah.
Yes.
Good. Well, that answers my questions, and we thank you for being here on campus, blessing us with your presence and that of the other SCJs here, and we thank you for being here at Hochoka to share some conversation and some prayer and some goodness here.
And thank you very much for your ministry. And I believe that this is one way for people to understand more about St. Joseph's Indian School, about the Native American culture and spirituality.
We say Wopila to you, and we also say thank you to our viewers, those who join us here at the center of St. Joseph's Indian School campus, where we talk about issues that are central to Native American education today. Until next time, stay centered.